Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a episode of the Peanut Gallery. I was about to say the Geek Out Show because it's been so long. I'm your host, Gail, and I'm here with my co-host. We got Ghost, aka Christian,
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Richie Rotten from the Rotten Celluloid, aka Rick.
Yes. Yes, sir. How's everybody doing?
Doing good, brother. How are you?
Good. 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 It's been a while, man. Haven't seen you guys in a minute.
Yeah, it's
Too
been a
long,
while,
bro.
man.
Way too fucking long. I'm glad we're finally back together. It's only part of us, but hey, something's better than nothing, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So Matt's at work, Oscar's with his family, and Heath is celebrating his anniversary. So shout outs to everybody with their family and anniversary and all that other stuff. You guys have been missed, but next time. So, anyways, tonight we're getting into a cult classic, another cult classic. I feel like we always focus on those, right? Cult classics.
Yeah.
So for this,
Yeah, yeah.
if for our visual listeners, you can see at the bottom it says, "Would you like to know more?" But for our audio listeners, we're gonna get into Starship Troopers, the 1997 cult classic. Oh
Uh-oh.
shit! You got one of the buttons right there. What is it? Is that like
Always
one of the
accessible
Funko Pops?
somewhere.
Is that one
Yeah,
of the
it's one of
Funko
the
Pops?
pops. Yeah, look at
That's
that.
dope, dude. Dude, I thought about getting like 10 of those, just cause, just to
They're
like set up
freaking
like a
awesome, dude.
scene or
I
whatever.
love it. Yeah. Yeah, and I really
I
dig
feel it.
it.
They probably beat a scale, maybe. Maybe if you fudge it a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Perspective.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to do this movie for a couple weeks now. So we finally got together to
Yeah.
do it. 1997 is when it came out. Let me see, Oscar. You want to get in? Oh my God, Oscar. Rick, you want to get into your first impressions and thoughts about the movie?
Oh man. Starship Troopers, where do I start? The movie was a defining moment in my childhood into, young teen. So um I kind of view it through rose-colored glasses. I know a lot of people at the time when it came out, they hated it. It was panned, but it came out just at the right time for me growing up. I think I was maybe 13, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. As I got older and I understood a little bit more of the satire and what was going on, I loved it even more. Um, and it's crazy because being from 1997, the visual effects still hold up amazingly. You got other movies from that era or even later that the VFX look like crap, but it still holds together really well. And that creature design, like I was showing you guys earlier, is just, I mean, dude, it's a classic at this point. Fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, the main like uh, bug, is very iconic design right there. Everyone knows where
Yeah,
that's
the
from.
war. Absolutely, absolutely.
All right. Christian, what about you? First thoughts on the
O-
movie?
Okay, so I guess I'm the old person in this group. Cause that 97 was a year after I was supposed to graduate. I didn't graduate, but so I think I only saw that movie one when it came out. I guess maybe it came out on maybe it came out on one of the movie channels or something, and I saw it, or maybe I rented the videotape or something. You know,
Mm,
some of y'all don't know nothing about renting videotapes.
Dude, I
shoot,
miss those I miss
VHS.
those
That's
days.
where it was at, dude.
Yeah, man. But that's a different story. But yeah, so I watched it and I kind of was one of those persons who was like, meh. I was like, it was all right. I mean, it was cool. They blew up a lot of stuff and stuff like that. But I was just kind of like, because Star Wars was my shit. So when I saw that, I
Right.
was just like, oh, they just doing another Star Wars shit. And I was like, and it has Denise Richards' little cute ass in there and shit like that. And I was like, I was like, it was all right, And I only saw it that once. And so, okay, I watched it again yesterday. I think I watched it again yesterday, finally.
Mhm.
And I liked it, man. It still holds up, man. I mean, the CG is still good. I mean, there's still practical effects in there. We'll talk about that maybe, but there's practical effects mixed with CG, so it it made it good and stuff like that. So I mean I enjoyed it, man. I thought it was a good time. Some of it made me laugh just because Denise Richards makes me laugh now when I see her act because I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys think that she's a good actress or I'm just
Fuck
we
no,
No.
she's just a pretty face.
okay,
Yeah,
so because
exactly. She's pretty
me
face.
and my
That's it.
girlfriend were trying to figure that out. It was like we were looking because every time she kept talking, I would giggle to myself and I'd be like, I just can't help knowing now what I know about her. Just laugh, it just makes me laugh. And the way she was delivering the lines and stuff, like when I
Yeah.
first started getting into it, I was just like, it just made me laugh. And then I was like, and then after a while, I kind of just, I was just watching the movie and shit. But yeah. But yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good, man. The second time watching it around, I'd watch it again. I can see the
Yeah.
the cult classic in it that it's actually a good movie, and it's just you like stuff, people, aliens getting killed, big bugs getting killed, and lots of
Yeah.
violence and propaganda. And if you enjoy all that stuff, then you'll enjoy this movie. But yeah, I thought it was a good time, man.
So my thoughts on this: when this first came out, I was 7 years old. I was definitely too
Oh
young
shit.
to be watching this
Wow.
because
Yeah.
people, well, I say people, but my parents thought that it was going to be more like of just like the regular sci-fi stuff, not as much killing and action,
Mhm.
sex, all that other stuff. And we watched it actually at the drive-in theaters over in San Jose. Rick,
Oh.
you remember those, right, bro?
Yeah.
So
That
we
must have been
watched them over
awkward during
there.
the shower scene.
Well, they told me to close my eyes, and I was like, going all like this with it,
Yeah.
still peeking, and I was like, "Oh, look at titty!" But dude, oh my god, I thought this was like the most amazing fucking movie at 7 years old. I was like, fucking like space football,
I
aliens,
can imagine.
army dudes, fucking shooting. I was
Right.
like, this is fucking amazing,
Boobies.
titties. Yeah, I was like, this is the best. I was like, this is the best fucking movie that you could possibly watch as a 7 year old.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
it doesn't
If I
get
was
any fucking
7,
better.
I would have been hyped too, man.
Dude, I was really fucking hyped, and I was like, man, this is like a kick-ass movie. I loved it. Um, to this day, though, like my perspective on it now has increased. I feel like yeah, like the boobs are cool, but like just the
Yeah.
satire behind it,
Yeah.
special effects. I mean, like everything that you guys have been saying, I'm just echoing now at this point. Like, it completely went over my head as a child. Like as 7 years, you don't know what the hell you're watching. You're just paying
Right.
attention to the bugs dying and getting and killing people and all this other stuff. But like now I get it, and I'm just like, that's pretty awesome. Like everything, the subtleness. NPH, I loved him in it
Oh
when
yeah.
I was a
I
kid, and
forgot
now
he
to
was
this
in
day.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved that man. Just everything about it. I just love it from beginning to end. Same thing as you, Rick. I'm just watching it through rose-colored glasses, man. It's just like nostalgia goggles. So I can't really say anything bad about it. Because like for a '97 movie, man, it definitely still holds up to this day. It
It
it just
does.
does.
Yeah.
It
There's
does.
a lot of movies that just from the '90s that they just don't hold up. They're trash. But this
Yeah.
is definitely a good one. So just real quick, I want
Yeah.
to go
No.
over some of the cast. Oh, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to go over some of the cast members. Real quick, we got Casper Van Dien as Johnny Rico, Denise Richards as Carmen, Diana Meyer as Dizzy, Jake Busey
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Ace, NPH as Carl Jenkins, and what you call it? It was Carl, Carmen, and Johnny that all went to the same high school. Those motherfuckers look 30. They look too old to be in high school. I'm just saying. Clancy Brown as Sergeant Zim, Michael Ironside as Gene Razik.
Michael Ironside.
Yeah,
Dude, right
and then I'm
there.
trying to think
Yeah.
who else stuck out to me. I think everybody else was kind of just like background shit. Like they weren't really like stars.
At the
Patrick
time,
Molden, I hated
Patrick
him as
Muldoon. Yeah.
Xander. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
hated that fool as Xander. I was like, oh, you fucking bitch stealing fucking Rico girl. Yeah, but yeah. What were you gonna say, Rick? My bad, man. I cut you off.
No, I was gonna say. I was just gonna say Patrick Muldoon. Yeah, he got probably the worst death in the entire film, and he deserved that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's probably the like. Yeah, I would say probably like one of the top kills, and it really did suck. And just like I remember that scene, just of
Yeah.
his brains getting fucking like ripped out of his head through that straw, just like you know. I'm just like, oh
I
my
just
god.
lost comms, guys.
He just lost.
There's
He
no
lost
visual.
us.
There's no. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
I can. We
Oh
can
yeah,
still hear you and see you. So I don't know.
hold on. I just removed you from the stream and I added you back. Can you see us? No? Okay.
Now we can hear him.
Let's see.
What the fuck just?
That's weird.
Let me see something real quick. Fuck, are we live?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
No. We aren't live. It just says that when it's recording.
What's recording? That's all.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Fuck, I can't hear you
Yes.
guys at all. I can see you guys now. Let me leave real quick.
Yeah, check the chat. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, we'll just wait for him to come back. It's all good.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, let's fill some of this emptiness. Christian, what was like some of the standout scenes to you? Some good scenes, standout good scenes to you.
Standout good scenes. Let's see. I enjoyed the scene when they, which is one of the, which is one of the facts. It's like one is when they first were bombing the shit out of the bugs. You know, when they came with the planes and they bombed the shit out of them, and then they threw the big, huge grenade and it fucking blew up, and it just seemed like a nuclear warhead and shit. That was like one of the best, scenes. And it was, in fact, it says it was one of the longest film scenes, and it was one of the longest film explosions in film history. That's what they said.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so it was mixed with practical and CG effects, and it was done by John Richardson, which he was a legend. He did a James Bond franchise.
Oh, wow.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
What's up? Can you hear us and see us now?
Yeah, that was weird. I thought we got hit by some comments from Clendathu just now because it just went black. That was weird.
Yeah, we were just talking about like some standout scenes. So Christian was talking about what you call it when they were like almost like nuking the aliens.
Yeah, the bugs when they were nuking the huge explosion.
Yeah.
They said it was one of the longest filmed explosions in film history.
Yeah, I can see that definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, and then it was I don't know, you might know him, John Richardson, special effects guy.
Yeah,
he did James Bond stuff. So yeah, he was real passionate about doing it, and he wanted to do it. He did it practically, but they mixed it in with the CG, so that way they enhanced it. I mean, it's great, man. I loved it. Like it's when they did the nuke in the hole and shit. It just like blew up, and then you saw it like the whole ground was like
it's all rippling.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like one of the best parts, man. I love that part. But yeah, it was. I think that was one of the standout parts to me. That was one of the scenes that I loved.
Yeah,
and also the other one too that you pointed out, Gil, about when the brain bug sucks Xander's brain out of his skull. You actually see it, because before you see the other guy, his empty skull, but then when you see the bug actually do it, it's like, oh
yeah, that was pretty.
It's just like a straw. Just like a straw, just sucking his brain.
That's just so gross, man.
Yeah, that bug was nasty, man. I was like, ew. Big bulbous bug.
It's just gross as fuck, man. Gross as fuck. Rick, what about you? What are like some couple standout moments for you for the movie?
Oh man. So I would have to share a little bit of a backstory. So the movie came out opening weekend. My mom took me to go see it, right? This is back when there was a Century Theaters in Oakland. So we're going to the theater. You know, we buy our tickets. I'm fucking excited, dude. I had started reading the book, which I didn't understand. I didn't really understand the book until I was older. But we walk in, and I guess we walked into the wrong theater because they were side by side. So the Starship Troopers theater that we walked into was already about 30 minutes in, right?
Oh shit!
It was literally during we walk in as they're doing the live broadcast of the invasion of Clendathu, right?
Mm-hmm.
So somehow I thought that was the beginning of the film. So to me, it looked like a live broadcast network, like, you know, news thing. And the movie just started suddenly. No beginning credits, no nothing, just smack dab in the middle of the Battle of Clendathu.
Just
And
get thrown in
for
it.
whatever reason, it was such an impactful scene because, like, there was no history on the characters. You're just there in the middle of the battle, and you get the cameraman and the reporter get taken apart, and like everybody's getting shredded to shit. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching right now? And my mom kept looking over at me, and I guess she saw that look in my eyes. She must have thought, "Oh my god, this kid's what the hell?" But I was taking it all in, and that whole scene leading up to Johnny Rico getting the mandible in his leg and passing out, it just left a huge imprint on me growing up.
Rico.
Yeah, that was the shit, man. That was the shit for me. That definitely, and then the invasion in the outpost. When they all first get to the outpost and they find the one, I think lieutenant that got his brain sucked out, and you start hearing the bugs, and then Sugar Watkins looks over the side of the freaking like the fortress, and there's just bugs everywhere as far as the eye can see. That was impressive as shit to me. Even now, like, I'll watch, I'm like, damn, how did they pull that off? It's insane. It looks great.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was definitely two scenes that left an impact on me.
For me, I know that like one of the like standout scenes for me, especially like when I was younger, was the death of Disney. Man, I felt like that was like so impactful to the character of Rico that it was like insane. And like this is like wild. Like I remember being like that young and being like, oh man, like that sucks. Like he was kind of feeling it because of everything that was going on with Carmen's character, and like he felt away from her and all this other stuff, and like kind of like beef that he had with Dizzy at first, because like they were kind of like rivals in a way. Like all of them kind of like pushed each other to be better, but kind of rivals, right? And they all became close and had each other's back, and then so them having relations and hide the pickle, but so to speak. And then for her to be taken away, I'm like, oh man, that's fucked up.
Yeah,
like his boot thing just got ripped away from him. That sucks.
So hold on, let me interrupt you because since you're talking about that, there's a little fun fact about that is that
oh, go for it. Hit us with
there's that love triangle interest, because obviously Diz has loved Rico since she's known him, I guess, and and so she's always hated on Carmen and stuff. And Carmen, okay, so when this movie came out, a lot of people across just women, men, and all kinds of races fucking hated Carmen. They thought that she was the one that should have died because of the way she treated Johnny. She had him join up because he wanted to be with her, and then she decided to pursue a career. And in '97, people weren't so open-minded as they are now. Women weren't supposed to be career-oriented. They were supposed to be a wife, and so they hated Carmen. So they thought, they were like, fuck Carmen. She's the one that should have died.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and it should have been Diz the one that lived because she was down for him, which I understand. I don't agree with either one of them dying, but I thought Diz was the one. She was down for him definitely because she would do anything for him. She pushed him, and she obviously was in love with him, and she just was all about him. She'd do anything for him. So
she was a fellow roughneck.
Yeah. She was ride or
Yeah.
die.
And Carmen was just about her career.
Carmen
That's all
was
she
just
cared about.
yeah, she was just a pilot, nothing else. It's like, what?
Nah.
Oh, what the hell? Christian fell off.
Uh-oh.
Technical difficulties this episode. It's all good though. He'll come back on.
Man.
I'll add him back on.
We're getting bombarded by plasma from Clendathor, ain't we?
Right. And then I gotta say, like another like badass what you call it scene that I really did enjoy was like basically when Rico jumped up on like the big plasma shooting like beetle
Oh, the
thing
tanker
or
bug.
whatever, and yeah, and then like he shoots a hole and then throws a grenade in there and he basically
Yeah.
takes it out solo. I'm like, oh, this badass motherfucker, dude.
So you know what's
He's like, go ahead.
No, you know what's crazy about that scene is that it was shot digitally and practically.
Most
So
of, I feel like a lot of like the big scenes in this movie were a mix of both, of
yeah,
practicals and digital.
yeah, for a lot of the close-ups, it was all practical when he's hanging on to the wound of the tanker bug, and he's like trying to throw the grenade in there. That was all done practically on a soundstage. And when it was the camera lens would zoom out, it was all digital, and they blended it so
Okay,
seamlessly you can't really tell.
No, you really can't, man.
Yeah.
So Ghost, I'm talking
Which
about
scene?
what you call it when
Oh, the
Rico
tanker
shot
bug?
into the tanker bug, yeah, and threw the grenade
Oh,
in it,
okay.
and then it explodes, and then you kind of get like that iconic image of like Rico done up in like all the like orange goop, and he's just like
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
smiling, like yeah. You know, I feel like if what you call it, like in that world, like if they were doing propaganda, like they would take that image of Rico, you know, smiling hella big with fucking the orange all over him, like that would be like a poster that they would use to get everybody in the draft. You know,
So,
of
so
like
let me
going to
let me add
volunteer.
something to what you just said. There's a
Go for it.
fan theory that the first three Starship Trooper films are actually in-universe propaganda films. That's why the acting is so over the top. Now, if you watch the first Starship
Are you serious?
Troopers, yeah, that's one of the big in-universe theories that it would be what would
Holy shit.
you know when we were in high school, the recruiters would come and they would play the videos of the Marine fighting a dragon for some fucking reason and all this crazy shit. I mean, that's how they got me to sign up. I thought I was getting a sword. But supposedly the in-universe theory is that the original Starship Troopers, Heroes of the Federation, which is part 2, and Marauders were all in-universe propaganda films. That's why some of the acting is so over the top, and sometimes in between shots, it changes channels to something else. It shows other stuff on the network. It's because it's a recruiting video.
Yeah, it's like those old work videos they show you for orientation and shit.
Yeah,
where they bad editing, you know.
Exactly.
It's like
exactly. That's the prevailing theory right now, and that even though Johnny Rico was a real person, if you watch the 2 animated films, Invasion and Traitor of Mars, they're the kind of the aftermath of what happened in the original film, outside of the propaganda. So the actual events of.
Oh, okay. So that's the animated ones.
Yeah, the 2 animated films.
So altogether, there's 5 films. The Starship Troopers, the one that came out in '97. Starship Troopers 2, Hero of Federation in 2004. Starship Trooper 3, Marauder in 2008, and then 2 animated films. The Invasion, which came out in 2012, and Traitor of Mars, which you were just talking about in 2017. I had no idea that there was a 3 or 2 animated films, so I gotta watch that because I've only watched number 2.
So,
which number 2, the tone is a bit different. It's not as
it is.
It's. I feel like it's not as much action film, and it's a little bit more horror, maybe.
Yeah, it's got the whole Invasion of the Body Snatchers thing going on.
Yeah, it's not really as action and propaganda. I feel like.
Right.
Yeah. But
no, it's interesting because hopefully you guys get around to watching Invasion and Traitor of Mars. It almost feels like those 2 animated films kind of go back to the core of the first film, and they try to incorporate a lot of the stuff that was left out from the book. Because a lot of people don't know the book is a quintessential sci-fi book.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you
From
guys are into
the
Gundam.
60s, right?
I think it was 1958.
It was the
shit.
60s. It got a award in the 60s. So maybe yeah, it came out when you're saying, but yeah, it was a very iconic book. It launched a lot of science fiction after that. Like it was like the book.
It was the book. Before then, so any of you guys are into Gundams or mechs in general, the core idea of what a mech is came from Starship Troopers, the book.
Really?
That idea did not exist before then. A lot of the creators of like Gundam and Gundam Wing, stuff like that, have credited the writer of Starship Troopers for planting that seed.
Yeah.
It wasn't
So
something.
real quick,
Go ahead.
my bad. I just looked it up. Both of the animated films you could watch on Amazon Prime, YouTube, or Vudu right now. $2 to $3, $4, depending on which streaming service.
Definitely worth the money. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, my
Yeah. No, it's all good. No, yeah. The concept of a guy inside of a suit, a powered suit, didn't necessarily exist before then. Yeah, there was books about robots and androids and things like that, but an actual human inside of a mechanically powered suit just wasn't a thing. The reason they did away with that in the original film was literally budgetary reasons. They thought at the time it would just be too fucking crazy to see all these bugs running around and all these guys in mech suits, and for the time it was too much. So they kind of did away with it. They did their own thing. They changed a lot of what's in the book because the book's more of a memoir than anything else. They even changed the ethnicities of the main characters. The reason Johnny Rico and Carmen Ibanez and Dizzy Flores have Latin names is because they're all Filipino. They're Filipino descent
really?
in the books. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
And Dizzy in the book is actually a guy. And if I'm not mistaken,
does Dizzy and Rico still hook up?
no.
So then
Dizzy,
they added that relationship, that triangle.
Yeah, they added the triangle to kind of give it that whole love triangle vibe that was going on a lot in films. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dizzy dies like in the first or second chapter of the book.
Oh wow.
He's not in there much of the story. Not a very necessary character. All they mention is that he bought the farm at some point during one of their battles, and battling the bugs, the bugs on Klendathu. That was only like one of the enemies that the Federation had. They were dealing with all kinds of other. It was very Star Warsy in a sense, the book, where there was other sentient life forms out there, but the bugs were like their issue at that moment that they were dealing with or whatnot.
So that's what I was going to ask is, sorry. So
No,
they're
it's
supposed to
okay.
be,
Go for it.
they're supposed to be Argentine then, since they're from Buenos Aires.
So,
because they're Johnny Rico and Carmen, they like.
So I don't remember off the top of my head because I haven't read the book in a while. I know that Johnny and Carmen are of Filipino descent, or at least Johnny Rico is Filipino.
But I'm saying from the movie, is the movie saying they're from Buenos Aires? So
yeah, they're supposed to be Latinos.
Yeah.
In the movies. Not one of them looks Argentinian. I don't know.
No. Especially Denise Richards. I'm like,
hell no.
There ain't no Latin in her. Shit. No, but
So,
go ahead, sir.
No, I was just gonna ask, what you'll call it. Am I the only one who gets the like Nazi Germany vibes from some of the outfits?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just making
that
sure.
was that was one of the points that Paul Verhoeven was trying to make with the film. Because, and this is going a little bit more into a lot of the other details, is that the bugs aren't really the bad guys in the movie. The bugs were minding their own business. It was the humans that started that war.
Always.
Yeah. It's pretty much us picking a fucking fight, and
Yes.
then whether it's to generate, funds or whatever the reason the Federation chose to pick a fight with those bugs. Part of the belief system is that the attack on Buenos Aires was done by the Federation.
Oh, like
And then
a
they, what do they
yeah,
call it?
yeah.
Not a red herring. What's it called? Like a false flag operation or whatever.
Yeah.
To kind of get them hyped to join the war effort.
Yeah. Because that's what it was all about.
Yeah.
They were trying to get
Because
everybody
the
hyped. Like,
conflict.
hey, they were showing them guns. They were like, yeah, you can carry this, and
Trying to get
you
them
can
hyped to
kill.
join.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
either us or them.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. I was
Because
watching
even
Go
Neil
ahead.
Patrick Harris said it. Later he was like, it's us or them. He
Yeah, it's
was
a
all
numbers
hard.
game, I think he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's
Did
it's
you
it's
guys
interesting because go ahead.
Oh, no, go. It's just a fact that I'm looking up right now.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
There was a video that somebody went really in depth about some of the anatomy of the plasma bugs, the ones that send like the plasma into space and
Oh
they
yeah.
all this stuff. So they were going over it and discussing like the ranges that the plasma bug, uh, plasma missiles or whatever can actually go.
Hmm.
Um, and from what they broke down, that asteroid or meteorite, whatever it was that hit Buenos Aires, would never have made it to the planet. Like there was no way the physics would have worked for it. So that's where it goes back towards the whole theory of it was the Federation that bombed the
It was
country.
an inside job.
It was an inside job.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Who knows? Hopefully they touch up on that on the new show that they're working on right now.
Okay, so
Wait,
they're gonna do
hold
a new
on.
show.
That's news to me. That's news to me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
never.
so it's supposedly they're supposed to start pre-production right before COVID happened. But
Oh,
the show is supposed to reflect a little bit of both, meaning the source material from the book and a lot of the kind of style from the original Verhoeven film. Because the Verhoeven film and the book are very different, not just in tone, but in the description of what's going on. Um, the book has more of a, I don't want to say Warhammer, but it has a very different tone to it.
Yeah.
My understanding is with the show, they're trying to kind of bridge that gap and kind of bring it all together and possibly do something, way better than what's come before.
Okay, that's cool. That's another thing they were saying that the director he never read the source material. Like he said he only read like a couple, like the first chapter, and he was like he found it, he hated it,
couldn't
and
get through it.
so
Yeah, he
yeah,
couldn't
he
get
couldn't
through
get
it.
through it, so he didn't read it, and so the writer was the one
Right,
that it was his favorite book, so
right.
he's the one that told him about it, and so that's how he just directed it off of that the writers telling him about it
His
and stuff.
idea, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Paul Verhoeven, as much as I love him, I mean, he gave us RoboCop and freaking Total Recall, and among other films. He's notoriously difficult to work with, from what I understand.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if he just kind of did his own thing. I know the tone was supposedly different even from the script, but I have never read the script, so I couldn't speak on it.
Mm.
So there was a bunch of people eyed to play the main character of Johnny Rico. Two of which, one is being Mark Wahlberg, which
Oh
I
God.
don't know how it would have been if we had Mark Wahlberg,
In the
But the
90s
other
too?
one,
Oh my God.
the other one being Keanu Reeves, which he passed it up for Devil's Advocate. So we would have never got Devil's Advocate if he would have went with it. Because I like that movie, Devil's Advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me
yeah, that
too.
was a good movie.
That was a good one.
So I find that very interesting. And then I'm also seeing that they repurposed the armor for Power Rangers Select Galaxy, and then also for Firefly, a couple episodes in Firefly.
Yeah, the mobile infantry armor was used quite a bit. There's a movie called Imposter with Lieutenant Dan
Lieutenant
uh,
Knight.
from Forrest Gump, and the soldiers in that movie, they wore the black, like you know how the Starship Troopers armor was gray, but the pilots was black.
Yeah.
They wore the black version of the suits or the armor, mind you. So it was repurposed quite a bit.
What are a couple things that you guys did not like about the movie? Do you guys have any? Rick, let's start with you.
Well, that's a hard one. I guess Denise Richards is so difficult to swallow as an actress. She's just so irritating. I really wish that brain bug would have got her ass too. Like, just have seconds, please, because she's not good. She's not good at all. She was great in Wild Things for reasons I won't fucking talk about on the show, but she was not great in the movie. Another thing was I wish we would have got a little bit more time with Michael Ironside. He was a fucking badass.
He was definitely a fucking G, dude. He was
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I think them cutting his time down. I didn't really hurt the film, but I don't know. Michael Ironside.
You just want
nice.
you just want him in there. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
he just chews up the scenery so well, dude. Like, just fucking have him in there.
You know, they could have easily did a prequel about his character, or even like a series at the time, just more about him and like when he first came on and what turned him into like the badass that he is. You know,
how he lost that hand, that arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of story there that they could get into.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Hopefully we'll get it sometime. Like I said, Traitor of Mars did really well in theaters, and on Blu-ray. So hopefully we'll get some more of that. Supposedly it's supposed to be the animated series or animated film series supposed to be a trilogy. So hopefully we'll get that third film. One thing I didn't like, and I understand why they didn't, is we didn't get to see any mechs till the third film, till Marauder. It was it was such an integral part of the story itself, like the book. I mean, that like now looking back on, I'm like, damn, they definitely could have used some power suits to fucking fight these things.
Yeah, that would have like level out the playing field a little bit.
Yeah,
because there's so many different types of bugs that have different abilities and stuff.
Yeah,
mechs could have definitely helped out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Christian, what about you? What's something that stuck out to you that you did not like from the film?
My echoes are the same as Rich's. Denise Richards. Just I don't know, man. Just whenever I first heard her deliver a line, I just was continuously laughing for like every time she kept talking for until probably 30 minutes into the movie, and then I finally calmed down. I just watched the movie, but yeah, she's just as laughable to me just because she's not good, and just the things you know about her now, it's just funny to me. So I don't know. It's kind of mean, but I don't know. That's just the way I feel. So
you know, she's somewhere listening to the show right now, just depressed.
Yeah, but nah, she's fine.
Nice to look at, and that's it.
You know? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, and other than that, I think I can't think of anything else that I had too much of a problem with. Like I said, when I first watched it, I didn't care for it, but now, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's something that you can watch again and again, and probably not get tired of it, man. You'll probably see new things every time you watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that.
But that's pretty much it.
Gil.
Yo, what's up?
Because you were about 7 when it came out, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Did you have any of the action figures?
Oh,
none when I was
no. Okay.
Did they put out a line for that?
They did. They put out. It was literally
I remember
one
seeing
line. They were from Galoob. They did a version of John. They did two versions of Johnny Rico. Ace Levy with a fucking flight pack for some reason. They did.
Maybe it was like it was like a deleted scene or something.
He had a weird fucking like flight pack, and then they did two versions of him, of Ace. They did one version of Sugar Watkins, and they did Carbon Ibanez, which I still don't own because for some reason it was a hot toy and I've never been able to find it. They did a couple of Warrior Bugs, really big Warrior Bugs.
Oh, okay.
With you would press a button in the back and it would like shriek, and then you would open his mouth and you hear like a crunch.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and then they did like little mini figures, like almost like Micro Machines, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
So like the bugs were a little bit smaller than this guy here, and they came with like itty bitty little figures. Yeah, I was all over that shit. I'm not even gonna lie.
So I gotta be honest. Like when I was a kid, every time that like it seemed like the channel switched, and like it was like, do you want to know more? And like that's what we have like running at the bottom of our screen right now.
Right.
Dude, that like irritated me because I didn't understand it, and I was like,
right,
why do they keep on fucking up the movie? I like, like I said, it was something like kept on going over my head, and like it kind of like ruined, not like ruined the movie, but just like kind of like fucked it up and like took me out of it like a little bit. I'm just like, huh? I was like, oh, is this supposed to be like their real world type of stuff going on? Like I said, I didn't get it, but now I appreciate it. But at the time, like when I was younger, I was like, man, this is really fucking up the movie for me. And then like pretty much like the same thing that you guys said, the Denise Richards, she's never been a good actress to me, like ever. Like, no, she just kind of sucks at her presence, delivering. Everything, just not very good.
I had a horrible comment. Just
go for it.
No, it's definitly X-rated. I'll keep it to myself.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. So, one thing I was gonna ask you guys. Well, you said that a TV show is in the works, right? Or at least before COVID, it was being talked about and whatnot.
Yeah, I haven't read too much into it since then, though.
Would you rather have a movie like a reboot, like brand new, start all over, or would you want like a sequel, kind of like a possibly retcon some stuff, but like a remake type of thing?
If you had asked me this a couple of years ago, I would say definitely not, because I've never been a huge fan of reboots, but. Okay. With Halloween being as amazing as it's been, with all the retcon they've done, and it kind of showed me that it's possible. It's possible to actually have, make a sequel 30, 40 years later and it still be really, really good. I would love to see. Casper Van Dien in another Starship Troopers film, definitely.
Have him be the Ironside character.
Yeah, like have him be the OG, like in, not to give it away, but he comes back to do the voice of Johnny Rico in Hero or Traitor of Mars.
Oh, really? Oh, shit.
Yeah, him and, well, I'll leave it to you guys for you to watch it. But
go
a couple of characters return. Let's just say that.
Oh, really?
And it's really cool to like, even though you're not physically seeing him in the role, to like, oh shit, that's Casper Van Dien as Johnny Rico, and he's older, he's grizzled, he's got this, demeanor to him, almost like Lieutenant Razak did, and that would be kind of cool to bring him back as the OG, like he said in the original film. What did he say? What did he say? Something like, "We're the old guys now," or something, when they got all the new recruits.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
He said, "We're the old guys now."
Yeah. So that would be nice. I'd like to see that, and just kind of pass on the baton to another group of grunts.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much did adopt that guy's demeanor at the end of the movie. Like he was like, "All right," he's like, he told him the same thing. He's like, the only thing I tell you is you're gonna fight. If not, He's like, there ain't no choice. You're just gonna fight. You're gonna.
Yep.
And he was telling him, he's like, you gonna be. He kept moving him in rank, telling him, you're gonna be that person until you die, or
I find someone better.
yeah, find somebody better. So,
Yeah, so that would be
Giving a
cool,
recycled
man.
speech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. And hopefully like bring in, like I said, some of the other world building aspects of the book. Because they
Yeah,
fight a
that would
lot
be
more
dope.
than just bugs, dude. They fight a lot of shit. They're out here destroying planets and just doing crazy shit. Like if you guys ever get a chance to read the book, please check it out. It's kind of a hard read. It's a little dry, but it's pretty fucking dope. I'd like to see some of that shit in whatever future film they're working on.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that shit. So, Christian, what about you? You down for it?
Yeah.
TV or a series? TV or a series? I mean, sorry, movie or a series? I'm like,
Oh,
TV or
movie
series?
or series?
So, movie or series? What would you rather? What would you prefer out of the two?
I mean, I guess I enjoy like a series just because they could get more. Like Rich said, they could get more into the book aspect as well as some of the movie stuff. So I'd be cool with the series. I definitely watch that, and I'm interested in watching the animated ones too because I didn't even know about those, and I don't even know if I've watched the second one or not. I might have, and I just forgot about it, but.
Don't bother.
But yeah, then that was the other thing I was gonna ask you was like, did they ever introduce the mech suits? And you said that they did it in Marauders. So
Yeah, so they did it in Marauder. Sadly, it was on a very limited budget.
oh, so it's
So
not,
the suits are kind of clunky, but
yeah,
by the time, mind you, it's all canon, right?
yeah,
By the time you get to Invasion, the suits are way better. They've got
okay,
badass mechs in that one.
yeah,
Um, and well, you'll see. I don't want to give too much away for people who haven't watched the Invasion film, but there's a variety of mechs. Let's just say that.
oh, that's dope.
Yeah,
That
Hold
sounds
on, real
good,
quick.
man.
The original book is done by Robert A. Heinlein. Is that correct?
Highland. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm about to order this shit right now. It's $9.99.
do
It's
it.
$9.99 on Amazon. So I'm about to order this shit right now. And I can have it by Tuesday.
So let me ask you guys this. I don't think anybody watched it, and I know it wasn't a fever dream because I have it over there in my fucking movie room. Did you guys ever watch the cartoon of Starship Troopers that came out, I think, in 1998?
What?
The Roughneck Chronicles, it was called.
Dude, I had no idea that there was even a cartoon.
Really?
yeah,
Okay.
I probably
I had
didn't
no idea.
realize that either.
It was an early morning cartoon. I can't tell you who made it. It was like a CGI, early CGI stuff. Matter of fact, if you could hold on 1 second, I'll go grab it.
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
all right. Hold that thought.
I had no fucking idea that yeah, I had no fucking idea that there was a cartoon
I didn't
or
either.
the animated films. So I'm over here. I'm about to let me see. Order my book right now. Place order. Done. All right. I'll have the book here by. Is it? Oh, actually tomorrow. It said Tuesday, but it says that it'll be here tomorrow by like 3 p.m. So I'll read it. I just ordered the book right now, Rick.
Did you? Awesome. You're going to dig it. We're definitely going to be talking about that.
3. Yeah.
So here it is. I don't know if you guys can see it well.
What the fuck?
And Verhoeven was an executive producer on the animated series.
Oh, move it over a little bit. There you go.
This way?
Yeah, there you go. Oh shit. Okay. That's wild.
Yeah, so
Hell
they
yeah.
were wearing Halo suits before Halo.
Yeah, it looks like Halo.
That's
I
crazy.
want to say this was 19, let me see. My mistake, not 99, 1998. Or not, I said 98, didn't I?
Yeah,
It was
you said 98.
1999.
Oh, okay.
But
99. Okay, so 2 years later. Like a year and a half later.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting show. It kind of carried it's connected to the film, but it's not in the sense that the most of the main characters that died in the film are back. Dizzy's back.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I think
That's
Sugar's
wild.
back. Um, yeah, it was. I think it's like 4 discs. It's really fun. It's more of a kiddie series than anything else, but I feel like it adds a little bit more to, especially at the time when there wasn't any other avenue for Starship Troopers. It was a little something for the fans. So yeah, if you guys check it out, it's a good little animated series there. One of a few, actually. Yeah.
I might have to find a way to like watch that or check it out.
Yeah, definitely. If you like it, there was I'm gonna keep talking. In 1980,
No, it's all good.
Sometime in the 80s, they did a Japanese anime of Starship Troopers.
Oh,
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, it was called something else. I could look it up, but yeah, it came out in the early 80s. I started trying to watch it, but without subtitles, it was kind of difficult. But the bug design is completely different. They're actually in mech suits. If you see the mech suit, you probably that's what it was.
Is that correct?
Yeah. The mech suits got kind of popular.
These look like Gundams.
Yeah. You see what I mean now?
Hold on.
That's the one series I still don't have from Starship Troopers. I've been trying to track that down with a good transfer.
Oh, hold on. Let me see if I could bring it up so other people that are watching this, they could. Let me see. This is it. My bad. So hopefully, there we go. It'll load.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it, Rick. That's one of the units right there, right?
That's one of them, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks almost like a Zaku unit from Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah.
Damn near, man. Just a different head. But it's like clunky and stuff like that. Almost like a Zaku unit. That's wild. So yeah, this was done over in 1988. That's wild. 2 episodes of the OVA were released per disc. Oh, hold on. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta track that.
Is that what? Is that the character? Right there.
Is that what?
That's the main character for the anime. Whoever that is, I guess.
I can barely see it.
Oh, you can't really see it? Let me see.
No, and I never finished the series. I found it on YouTube. Okay. I found it on YouTube a couple years ago. It's the only place I've been able to track it on, and I didn't get a chance to finish it. I think it got taken down or something.
Can you see that now?
There it is.
Oh, it says that this is actually still centered around Johnny Rico. This is the OVA is a coming-of-age story centered around Johnny Rico and his quest for identity and destiny via service of the mobile infantry. During this 2-year span of Johnny going to AIM High School, APS my trooper. Yeah, I guess the main character is still Johnny Rico, from what it says. That's wild. A couple other designs. Damn, that's crazy, man. I had no idea that there was a fucking anime. That's crazy as shit. That's really fucking wild. All right, guys. So, anything else that you guys have to say about this? I think all of us kind of gushed all over it and love it and whatnot. We all have kind of like nostalgic, love for it. So, I don't think we could say anything too negative. And there's a lot of interesting things about this movie. A little bug running across right there.
So, also, there was another thing about, since it came out bad, it had a bad reception and stuff like that. It got nominated for the Bad Stinkers Movie Awards.
Did it really?
Yeah, and so so some of the other ones that were nominated with it were Fifth Element,
I love that
What?
movie.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
that
because
movie.
that movie came out when it came out, it wasn't well received either. I don't
That's
think.
true.
I was a
That's-
kid when that shit came out too, so
I
had a love
loved
for that.
Fifth Element, man. That
Oh,
was
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe that's the next like regular movie that we're gonna have to do is Fifth Element, man,
That'd
with
be dope.
everybody.
That would be really dope. Yeah.
And then the other ones were The Postman, the Kevin Costner one.
That was a really bad
I never watched that movie. What is that?
Oh,
Yeah.
it was really bad. It
Yeah,
was
you probably
really
don't
Oh,
want to.
okay.
It is a bad movie. And then
Yeah.
Lost Highway, which that's like a kind of niche film, you know. That's
That was
I don't know what that
Christopher
is
Lloyd and was that Bill Pullman that's in that?
I think so. Yeah.
I remember that movie. That was
Yeah, David Lynch
yeah,
movie.
it was a Lynch film. Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
why people don't understand David Lynch.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's one of those movies that if you're not into that, then you're not gonna get it. So
Yeah.
And then the other one was Batman and Robin, which is the one that won.
Oh shit!
I loved
So-
Batman and Robin.
Chill.
I love that movie, dude. I love that fucking movie when I was younger.
Oh, dude.
Now I'm just like, oh my god, it's fucking terrible. But like, when I
Fucking
was
There's a
young,
lot of-
nipples.
I loved
There's
it.
a lot of you guys that were in that time. Y'all are like, fucking Batman and Robin is great, man. It's like
Fucking
when
hate
I
it.
saw it, I was
'cause
just like,
I was 7 at the time. If they all
Yeah.
came out the same time, I watched
Oh,
all those movies
shit.
when I was 7 years old, man.
It made Val
7 or
Kilmer's
8.
Batman look like a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, I never liked any. Or how many did he have? 1 or 2? Val Kilmer?
Just one, Batman Forever.
I didn't like it.
And you know what's
Did not like
crazy? Is that script was originally it was offered to Keaton.
Really?
Batman Forever.
Yeah.
Was that
and,
supposed to be like his 3rd film for Keaton?
Yeah, that was supposed to be the 3rd film, and he walked away from it. I don't know if it was offered to Burton or not, but I know Keaton was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." He didn't like the script. I'm not sure what it was, but he decided not to do
I
it.
don't even remember. Like, I remember watching that movie, but I don't remember the movie. Like, I remember I was at like the San Jose drive-in, same thing,
Driving, yeah.
right? And then I remember like there's this like a stick figure or some type of thing, right? That's
A
made
stick figure.
like a little monito or something made out of like wood or like hay or something like that. That someone gives Val Kilmer, or Val Kilmer gives it to somebody.
Oh yeah, he gets it in a fucking in like a present thing, and I
Yeah.
think it's
like
Nicole
a Princess
Kidman.
doll or something.
Some shit, some kind of
I don't
it's a
know.
dream doll. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
So that's the only thing that stands out to me from that movie, because I have not watched that movie since the drive-ins back when I was like 7 or whatever, 6. I can't remember how old I was, but I remember
Yeah.
back then when we went to the drive-ins, my
Mhm.
parents would have me get underneath the blankets.
We all
They
do
didn't have
that,
to pay
bro.
for me.
We all do that.
Yeah. Hide. Hide.
Jump in the back, get underneath
Yeah.
the blankets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking hide, dude.
Go in the trunk, mijo. Go in the trunk. Why? It's fun. Just
we had a Honda Passport, so like I would
Yeah.
jump over the back
yeah.
because like the trunk was open, so like I
Right.
would just jump over the seats and then put the blankets over me and just like oh yeah, like come
Over
didn't
here
see me.
trafficking
And I'd
our
be like
kids
this- I'd be
to
like
save
this.
a couple bucks.
Trying to hold my breath so like the blankets don't go like this.
Yeah.
Gil's back there suffocating and shit.
Yeah, but I can't breathe.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
That was good.
Memories, man, memories.
Oh man. Yeah, Batman Forever.
Well, I mean, Starship Troopers, great movie. Check it out if you
Absolutely.
haven't watched it. Give it a chance.
Yeah.
1997 cult classic. We didn't rate it. I mean, if you're gonna rate it, I think I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. Rick, what would you give it out of 10?
Definitely 8 out of 10. Fuck
Yeah. Same with me,
Christian?
man. 8.
Okay,
8.
hey, all across the board, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid movie. Check it out, guys. It's definitely something that like CG, special effects, just all that stuff, pretty much like holds up to today's standards.
Yeah.
Don't go in there being like a super analytical person, like checking out every single, like you're gonna hate the movie then. Like there's a
Yeah.
couple things that fall flat, like Denise Richards, like we were talking about. There's a couple things.
That's
But if
where
you
the
go in
8
there
out of
like
10
just
came from.
open, yeah. But if you go in there just like open, like wanting a good kick-ass like sci-fi action film, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's gonna blow your mind. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
and then just to give a little preview, Rick, we do have a Rotten Celluloid team up with the Peanut Gallery
Yes, we do.
coming up. So if you want
Yeah.
to let the people know a little bit more about that.
Oh man. Okay, so this past weekend, an amazing freaking movie came out. Halloween Kills debuted. And not to go too much into it, but we're going to be reviewing it. Universes will collide. We're going to be checking it out, talking about it, seeing what everybody thought. So tune in, guys. We're kind of working everything out right now. We'll get it ready by next week, and it should be fun. It should be a fun time.
Oh, most definitely. And I'm hoping more people can join us. I mean, if not, it'll be the three of us just geeking out over it again. Like we're geeking out
Absolutely.
about this. All right. So if you guys want to let everybody know where they can keep up with you at, Christian, go ahead.
Yeah, you can keep up with me on Instagram. I go by GhostGHST09 on Instagram. If you want to follow me on there, that's where you can find me.
Definitely. And Rick?
And you guys can find me at rotten_celluloid on IG. That's it.
And then make sure to tune into the first episode of Rotten Celluloid podcast, which is
That's
on the
right.
Geek Out Show
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
podcast feed. So that's one thing that I've been talking about the past couple episodes is that you debuted the first premiere episode, you and Oscar. Hey, conflicting schedules, and it's kind of hard to track down like for episode 2, but we will definitely have that team up episode, which will fall under the Rotten Celluloid podcast umbrella. So that'll be
Greatly
episode 2
appreciate
then, I
that,
guess,
man.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
We're working through some technical difficulties with the software I'm using, but we'll work that shit out. Definitely get it rolling.
Hell yeah. And I'm your host, Gil. You can find me at Dr. Comics, all social media, and YouTube. Haven't really done anything with YouTube lately, but I'll be doing some unboxings and some reviews coming up pretty soon. So, till next time, guys. See you in the theaters.